Hey everyone, Luke here with Guardian Fleet Safety. The thunderstorms are rolling in, but what better day to get struck by lightning than checking out these 4 amazing 2025 Chevy Tahoes for our friends down at the Whiteside County Sheriff's Office in Illinois. Let's check them out. All right, let's check out the front end here. So first thing, we got our Weston heavy-duty push bumper setup here. So we have our center section, we got the headlight loops here, and then our pit wraps. Again, this is the strongest setup you're gonna be able to get on the market here. It works out excellent and makes these new Tahoes look really, really sexy with this setup. So we got quite a few lights going on here. Pretty much everything you're gonna see in this video lighting-wise is from our friends at SoundOff Signal. So starting up on the side of the push bumper, we have a 4x2 mounted there. And then we also have another 4x2 down in the corner of the pit wrap. And then something you don't see very often that we have here is the SoundOff Signal M-Power 1x2. And that's obviously flashing when the vehicle's in response mode, which is what you see right now. This is in drive level 3. But that also is gonna act as a supplemental alley light. As we move across the front end here, obviously we have our factory wig headlight flasher turned on. We have an M-Power traffic advisor stick. That's a 6-head mounted up here on the push bumper. And then we have 4 of the SoundOff Signal 6x1 lights mounted here. And again, those are all of these lights are dual color, and whether it's on the side or the front would be takedown or alley light, depending on what function the officer is turning on. And then we have our 2 100J siren speakers that are providing that, really powerful dual tone sirens that we're known for here, and really helps get that traffic moving. And then last but not least, up on the visor there, we have our SoundOff Signal N-Force interior light bar, obviously in dual color. Moving down the side of the vehicle here, we have our SoundOff Signal surface mount intersector with the Tahoe mounting bracket on the mirror here. We have our SoundOff Signal SL runner. On all of our Tahoes, we build these into the running board. It helps protect it better. A lot of shops just stick them right up on top. We're not a huge fan of that, especially with the snow and the salt and a lot of these rural counties, muddy roads, stuff like that. We really want that protected inside of the running board. So we go that extra mile to build it into the running board to keep that light safe. And then moving down here, we have another 4x2 in the side window behind the window bar. And then on the very end here, we have a SoundOff Signal 7x3, which overkill, probably. Still amazing, yes. So it is a 7x3, which is more of a fire truck light, but this is what the customer wanted. So they got their 7x3 on a bracket here in the rear cargo window. And then the decals that you see along the side of the vehicle here, those are done by our friends down at Advanced Graphics in the Twin Cities. They're up here applying graphics to all of our squad car customers. So obviously this is getting delivered with their design. It's gonna show up day 1, ready to go into service. Okay, so here on the rear end of the vehicle, we're gonna see that we have the SoundOff Signal interior rear visor bar, again flashing red-blue. There's also an arrow, an amber arrow overstick that will override. That's obviously pretty common. We have our SoundOff Signal 3-inch M-Powers along with the Tahoe rear pillar wedges down here on both sides. And then these will also go white when the vehicle's into reverse. And then we have 4 of the SoundOff Signal 4x2s, obviously next to the plate and on the rear bumper. One thing I would like to point out that I've been pointing out for years, so nothing you haven't heard me say before, but it's very important that the lights are level and pointing straight out, okay? I see a lot of other videos, I'm not knocking anybody, but a lot of other videos online where the lights are tilted up or tilted down. And sure, if you're standing from me to the car away that's still bright, you're like, what's the problem, bro? Well, bro, the problem is when you get 200, 300, 400 yards behind that car, those lights, you might as well not have the lights because the trajectory of the light is off so much. So you'll notice here we have even just a 5-degree wedge to tilt those lights up. And then here we have a 15-degree wedge to tilt the lights down. So they're pointed perfectly straight back, okay? And that's really important. Again, bunch of upfitters get away. I see squad cars driving around all the time that they just slap the lights on any flat surface and they're pointed up, pointed down. You can get away with it, but if you want to be a professional upfitter, this is the kind of stuff that you do. Last but not least, we have our factory taillight flasher, and that's just a trigger wire. Again, not huge fans of the pattern that Chevy did, but it's just a trigger wire to turn it on and off. That's what we're stuck with. Okay, let's check out the cargo area here. So first things first, we have our PA mic mounted it back in the cargo area. This is a secondary mic, so there also is one in the driver's door. we have our door lock button up here, so the officer can just slap that button, lock all his doors to his car. And then we also have a switch here for the dome lights. This customer didn't want the red, white dome lights, they just wanted the white, so you only have white there. Here's kind of a really cool product from our friends at Havas that we haven't really seen too much of this, but it's a really cool product, is their cargo tray system. So we have the 2 different drawers here that have different locks on them, and then we also have like a basket style up top here that has the shotgun mount for their less lethal shotgun. And then all of the electronics are actually stored underneath here and done up here. So it's really nice, kind of gets electronics out of the way, and you can still mount stuff here and still have your whole drawer system there. And then you'll kind of see, we'll get to it in just a second, but you can kind of see our Troy products. Single prisoner partition is here as well, which provides these window bars in the back cargo area. So if they put anything back here, it's basically secured in here from busting through a window or flying up and hitting the driver, anything like that. It's all secured back here. So really great setup. Okay, let's check out this Troy Products single prisoner partition. So one of the really cool things about this, we get our steel door panel with this, we get our window bar. One of the things I really like about this setup specifically is that there's an emergency basically release here, this plexiglass that you see. On the other side, you can do a couple releases and pull that whole wall off. Now you say, why would you want that? Well, you know, again, let's say you have a prisoner back here and you get sideswiped on the freeway or hit in a crash or something like that. With the cage in the back, the cage in the front, you got no way to get that guy out of here unless you cut the whole car apart. So it's kind of a secondary emergency release in the event that you need to get this prisoner out of there. So it's a nice safety thing, and kind of reduces some of your liability as an agency as well, right? So one of the other really cool things that I like about the Troy specifically here is that they've actually inverted the seatbelt buckle. So if you've ever used one of the traditional seatbelts in these squads, sometimes they don't have a retractor at all, or the retractor easily gets caught up and stuck trying to pull it out. They have a really, really good, easily release one, and then they put this nice D-ring on here, and it easily just slides up and down the strap. So it's very easy to just grab this and click it in. I also like that it's red. So if you are fighting with somebody, you know, you're trying to shove them in there and, you know, they're being a pain in the balls for you, you know, it's easy to find this red strap. You just grab that, bring that around, and can click that in. So kind of unique. We really like that function of it. Obviously, you still have your plastic seat here. So if they piss themselves, you're still right there. You don't have that soaking into the seat and all that. And then just the fit and finish of this, is just really good. And our install techs really like it too, because it's no holes drilled, so it fits in a lot better. You're not drilling all these holes all over the place trying to fit stuff in there. It basically fits to the factory mounting points, so that's a plus on the technician side. Okay, so here in the driver's compartment of these Tahoes, obviously we have our PA mic down in the driver's door, which everybody's doing these days because they like to copy us. So can't blame them. It's a good officer safety feature, but it's amazing how many people are doing that now. But we pioneered that. You remember that. Over here we have our Motorola APX 8500 radio. We have our SoundOff Signal siren controller, the Blueprint 500 series controller. We also have an additional radio for local communications at the county, so they kind of have their statewide one, then they have their local one. And then we have our Stalker Stalker Dual 2X, which is basically the cat's meow as far as radars go. Whiteside County has interstate through it, so they obviously have, they're working the interstate a lot, and they have traffic, that they're doing, and the 2X allows you to do, traffic going in both directions, so it works really good for those divided roadways. And then we have our Havas docking station here for our Panasonic laptop. So that pretty much finishes out the fit and finish here on the interior. All right, folks, well, thanks for watching the video today. We're really excited to get these cars down to Whiteside County. These are really a great example of, our nationwide reach here at Guardian Fleet Safety. Obviously we do a lot in the upper Midwest, but we do ship cars out nationwide. And the customers that we're doing that for really appreciate the quality that we give them, and really just that white glove service that we offer here, which has allowed us to grow, truly into one of the largest upfitters in the nation. So we appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you next time.